Two breaking news stories out of Cleveland just shocked fans and poured even more fuel on the fire of the Browns' quarterback battle. First, the draft picks raised eyebrows. Shedeur Sanders fell to the 5th round, while Dillon Gabriel jumped up to the 3rd. Yet somehow, Gabriel seems to have the edge in the depth chart. But hold on, things just took a wild turn with a twist involving Sanders. If you're a true Browns fan, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss any updates. Let's get into it. The Browns stirred the pot this offseason by grabbing not one, but 2 QBs in the draft, Dillon Gabriel and Shedeur Sanders. Gabriel went in the 3rd round, which caught folks off guard since most draft gurus had him slotted for day 3. Meanwhile, Sanders, Deion's kid and a name that had been buzzing around the 1st round conversation, slid all the way to the 5th. Now here's where things get interesting. Despite the buzz around Sanders, it's Gabriel who seems to be higher up the depth chart right now. Sanders did get the start in Cleveland's first preseason game, but only because Gabriel was sidelined with a hammy issue. So this isn't about who's better yet, it's about timing and availability. Enter former NFL QB Sean King, who didn't hold back his thoughts on this quarterback logjam when he showed up on the Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show. King said straight up that he had a 7th round grade on Gabriel and viewed Sanders as a late 1st to early 2nd round talent. According to him, had the Browns flipped the draft order, taking Sanders first and Gabriel later, they might have already shown Gabriel the door. That's a pretty bold statement, but King's point is simple. Draft order often determines opportunity, especially when teams are juggling depth and deciding who to keep. Right now, Cleveland's got 4 QBs fighting for a spot: Gabriel, Sanders, plus the vets Joe Flacco and Kenny Pickett. And let's be honest, keeping 4 quarterbacks on the roster isn't exactly standard NFL procedure. So what's the end game here? Logic would suggest that whoever loses the Pickett versus Flacco battle might be out. But based on King's take, there's a world where Gabriel could have been the odd man out had things gone differently on draft weekend. And just when the drama couldn't get any crazier, a breaking update just flipped the whole Shedeur Sanders situation on its head. Just when things were starting to heat up for Shedeur Sanders in Cleveland, the football gods hit pause on his momentum. During Wednesday's joint practice with the Eagles, Sanders, who's been clawing his way up the Browns' depth chart, ended up sidelined with an oblique injury. Reporters at the scene noticed he barely took any reps, which raised some eyebrows. And sure enough, it was later confirmed that the rookie QB tweaked something while throwing early in the session. And just like that, his practice was over. Here's the kicker. Earlier that same day, the Browns had announced Sanders would be in line to start the next preseason game if Kenny Pickett and Dillon Gabriel couldn't go due to their own injuries. But now, with Sanders banged up too, Cleveland's quarterback room is officially a triage unit. Head coach Kevin Stefanski confirmed the oblique issue, but didn't drop any timelines. They'll be watching him closely in the lead-up to Saturday's preseason showdown with Philly. And it's a tough break, because Sanders was finally starting to build a little buzz. In last week's preseason opener against Carolina, the kid put on a show: 14 completions on 23 attempts, racking up 138 yards and tossing 2 touchdowns. Not bad for someone sitting 4th on the depth chart behind Flacco, Pickett, and Gabriel. Let's not forget, Sanders is trying to break into a crowded and chaotic QB situation. Deshaun Watson's still rehabbing from back-to-back Achilles tears, and both Pickett and Gabriel are nursing hamstrings. Sanders had a golden shot to take advantage of the chaos. And now this. It's a brutal twist for the Colorado legend, just as he was starting to make some real noise. Now the Browns and their fans are left holding their breath, hoping this latest injury doesn't kill the momentum he's been building. Stay tuned. This QB roller coaster isn't slowing down anytime soon. The Browns' QB room is starting to look like an injury ward, and Sanders' setback is brutal just as he was starting to shine. The battle's wide open, but the lack of stability is worrying. Subscribe for more Browns updates.